joining me and Rob, we have Frank Morsani here. It's such a pleasure and an honor to be chatting with you. So thank you very much for coming to join us tonight.
Well, it's my pleasure being here. I thank you very kindly.
Thank you so much. We really, really do appreciate it. It is an honor meeting
you. The amount of things that you have done in the Bay Area for the last 2.5 decades, almost 3 decades now, is amazing. I don't know when you had time to have children, raise them, sleep, or eat, but you've accomplished so much.
I hear you're an avid fisherman.
Well, I like to fish.
Fishing's good. I'm a fisherman too, man. We should go fishing one of these days.
Right.
Now, why don't you talk to us? You started out as a successful businessman in the automotive industry, but you kind of fell into that. That wasn't what your passion was before you moved here.
No, that's always been in the automobile business. I worked my way through college as an automobile mechanic and went to work for Ford Motor Company. And,
that's right. You were at Ford.
And
that's
so my entire adult life has been in the automobile business.
Well, it's done well for you, and then not only has it done well for you, but you've been able to do well for the community. We could have an hour program on all the things and not even scratch the surface of what you've done for our community, Tampa Bay here. A couple things I just wanted to talk about and just touch on, that there's, talk about your lovely wife.
Well, thank you.
Your lovely wife and Tampa Bay Performing Arts Center.
Yes.
What an incredible thing that is.
Well, yes, we're very proud. I mean, I think that, I was on that board for many, many years. Well, I'm still on the board, but before when it first got started with Mayor Bob Martinez, and we started the Performing Arts Center, and then what I did for my wife, I said in her honor. You mentioned earlier about kids and things like that. Well, without having her, it wouldn't have been possible.
No, I wouldn't think so.
She did all the work, and I got all the glory.
No, your wife is a huge proponent for arts in school and arts and culture, and Rob and I, working for a creative industry and in the community, we're huge proponents for that as well. Was she always passionate about that, and is that why you kind of got involved into the arts?
We just thought it was the right thing to do for our community, really. We've done a lot of things in the community that we're not passionate about, but it was the right thing, because we can't all be wound up for everything. But I think the Performing Arts Center is really the centerpiece of what we're very, very proud of.
And it's been going. It's been with Michael Kilgore now involved in getting more of the shows down here, and the amount of people that have come to the Tampa Bay Performing Arts Centers is ridiculous. It's grown huge.
Well,
so that must make you proud.
The quality of the events and the performances there are incredible.
Oh yes, oh yeah. Over 800,000 people now every year are visiting the Performing Arts Center.
Now, you and Carol also have a foundation.
Yes, we have a private foundation. We made that decision so we could control our gifts, as like you mentioned earlier, like the USF and our alma mater, which is Oklahoma State University, so we fund most of our things through our foundation.
What are some of the things besides USF and Oklahoma? I mean, you've given money to everybody.
Well, he's a humble guy. That's the great part of it. That's what makes him so endearing,
is
your humility. By the way, that's very admirable.
Well, thank you. Well, we have done quite a lot for the hospice in various areas, not only here but in other counties. Conservation. We've given 600 acres for conservation in Pasco County. We just made to the art museum, a new art museum. We've you'll probably see it. We made a rather large commitment there, which we've done a bit. My wife has been on that board for years. She's no longer on that board, but over time she has. So we've.
You're keeping busy.
And a lot of other things.
Would you like to say you're retired, but you can't stop working?
No, that's right. We still have 2 automobile dealerships, and we live on, I raise cattle, live on 850-acre ranch up in Pasco County, and got 260 mama cows.
Take us through your day raising cattle. Like, what do you do? Are there cows being born and you milk them, or what?
Yeah, I don't do anything. I just watch them.
I just have them and watch them.
I have my car.
Are you lake fishing now? When you're out there fishing, and my producer was telling us stories about your wife would answer the phone and she'd like, hold on a second, he's fishing.
That's right.
Let me bring him the phone.
That's right.
You have a lake out back or something?
Well, yes, as a matter of fact, I do. But that day I was out in the bay fishing for trout on my boat.
Very good, very good.
You know, Mr. Morsani, I want to back up just a minute. Now, you had an effort in bringing the baseball team here.
Oh, yes.
How was that? How did your efforts go when you were back involved in that?
People came to me. We started the effort in 1982, as a matter of fact, to bring Major League Baseball here. It's a long saga. We were not honored to be the team owners. Unfortunately, we thought we had done everything to be awarded the franchise, according to the president and everybody else of all the leagues, but they selected somebody else. But I will say this, though. I never had seen a baseball game. Had nothing.
What?
No, had nothing to do with having any desire for baseball.
It was to help the community.
That's right.
Because you were one of the first people who didn't separate Tampa and St. Petersburg. You were calling it the Bay Area.
That's
and you
correct.
were one of the first. You were recognized for that. So
well, we thought that was the right thing to do.
It was the right thing
to do, you know. And years later, finally, baseball gets recognized and comes here. But really, when you look at the founding fathers of getting the movement started,
he was one of them.
It was you, sir.
Well, thank you.
Now, you recently appeared in the Tampa Tribune talking about property taxes and the big, huge amendment that just had.
Still involved with that kind of stuff.
Tell us about the letter that appeared there.
Well, I happen to think our tax system in the state of Florida is terrible. It needs a lot of changes. And yet we don't have a legislative body or governor that are willing to attack the changes that we need for our state of 20 million people, 18.5 million people. And I think that legislation, this was the one county where it didn't pass. Hillsborough County they voted that down, which they should have. Because if you read my editorial, it's just not fair. Why should next door neighbors, one of us have a tax maybe of $15,000, the other $3,000, living in exactly the same size home? Where's the fairness doctrine in our society? I happen to think it's unfair.
You have so many thoughts. I could just listen to you.
No, he will go on and on and on,
right.
and he's going to keep expressing those important ones too for as long as it goes on, man. I got to tell you, as vibrant and together, and how well you speak and what you've done over your life to this point, we don't expect you to stop. Tell us a little bit about, something exciting to us is the, healthcare and the USF.
When you touched on it a little bit earlier, why don't you go deeper a little bit more?
Well, as an example, what they're attempting in the healthcare, as I say, we have fantastic healthcare. We have a terrible delivery system of our healthcare. As an example, why should a woman go get a mammogram and take 2 weeks to get the results when you can get them in 5 minutes? You're going from here to here to here to here, and we're doing this all the time. And what the dean is attempting to do, and is one of the unique things in the nation, is to really create a not a clinic but a healthcare delivery system to really support the customer.
Support the customer. What is that? It's healthcare. We're supposed to be tolerant, patient, and understanding, right?
Yeah, that's right.
We're running out of time, but if your legacy, if there was something that you could leave, a positive something or another in the community, what would you want everybody to remember Frank Morsani and Carol Morsani as? What else do you hope to accomplish? Because you've done everything.
Well, we haven't done everything, but we've done a few. I guess we always have felt that we're just passing through life, and we should try to leave it a little bit better place than we found it, and that's what we're trying to do with our philanthropy and with our leadership, with our gifts and with our knowledge. Just leave it maybe a little bit better than what it was when we came here.